the suppression of the use of marijuana and of the forces lurking behind it are the most important jobs this department is now engaged in. In 1930, the records on marijuana in the Washington office of the Narcotics Division scarcely filled a small folder like this. Today, they fill cabinets.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Coloradians and everyone that's smart enough to listen from the outside.
It's one of the most amazing plants we've ever discovered.
The pot party, the trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
Ladies, I got weed pots.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another week of Stoned Appetit. With your host, as always, it's me, Kip, and we're back in the Seed Money Studios to have a great little time. To my left, I got my boy, CB. How are you, CB?
I'm doing great. I got AC in the house, so we're pumping.
Oh, look at you.
But
that electric bill is about to go through the roof.
It is, but it's
worth it for a little peace of mind.
Yeah,
Summer's
exactly.
already a bear. We had 90 degrees over the weekend. It's just been screaming at us.
Oh, man. But I'm excited about our guest today.
We've got a kick-ass episode. For those that are tuning in on Tuesday, you probably saw our post not only this week, but last week as well, talking about our collab with Felony Misdemeanor, the queen of the drag scene here in Denver, Colorado. We're talking food, Pride Month, fucking everything. Living in the South, sweating through the fucking heat. I mean, we're going to dive into all of that. But Chris, we would be remiss if we didn't go over to Queen Eve. How are you, Eve?
Hey, Kip. I'm sweating. I'm over this heat already.
Oh my God!
I'm
you said you were over the cold like a month. A month ago, you were complaining about the cold, and now we're complaining about the heat.
Yes.
Oh, you're about to become our new weather person. I love
it. What kind of responses do we get about Eve's blah on Yellowstone?
I liked Yellowstone.
She gave it a 7.58.
8.
But when we polled the community and asked them what they thought the response would be for Eve's recap episode from last week on Yellowstone, a lot of people were like, it was fine, was the leading answer.
Yeah. They know me so well.
It was that and shut the fuck up, go on to the next topic were the top two. So I feel like everyone's starting to really see who Eve is. But all right, so since Eve fucked up that recording, we can go right back to the fact that one thing I do like about Eve is that while she is cynical about everything in life, the critical aspects of her, how she judges us, she's starting to judge restaurants too. It's wonderful, Chris.
You know one restaurant you can't be too critical of?
What's that?
Bird Call.
That is exactly right, Chris. Bird Call, is, as you saw on our yesterday post, have released a new menu item. If you're hunting it down, Nashville Hot Chicken Tenders. Say it with me, Chris. Nashville Hot Chicken Tenders. And it's a dry rub too. So it's not just that oily bullshit you get where you need the bun to help sop it up. Like you can get that on the sandwich. But for these tenders, you don't want to be just like greasy. They've done this little dry rub. It's a delicate dance to make it not so overpowering that you can only get the peppers. They have this little garlic flavor in there too. So it's a little bit milder. And then you mix it in with 25 different sauces. It's a wonderful munchie. I'm so excited. And it's not just the flavor of the month. It's on the menu perminoso. The flavor of the month is the Korean barbecue sandwich, which also tickles my pickle. But I'm so excited about these tendies. They were so good, Chris. I can't wait for you to try them.
I'm going to get some. No doubt about it.
I mean, you hit it almost like once a week on your way home. It's a perfect stop in, grab it, whether you use the online ordering service or a kiosk when you get there. It's easy to use. You can bake in the car, go in, grab it, and get on home. It's a delightful little operation. Locations across Colorado, 3 in Texas and 3 in Arizona as well. So shout out to our friends over at Bird Call. Great call, Chris. You ready to dive into the nitty gritty?
Yeah, who we got on deck?
Today's guest is Felony Misdemeanor. I called you the queen of the drag scene for Colorado, and I don't mean to step on toes or do a disservice to any other that may have come before you, but you were the first drag queen I got to meet in town, and we've since become friends, and I found out you're a huge fucking foodie as well, so we had to have you on the pod.
Fuck yeah, thanks for having me.
You ready to go through the gauntlet of debauchery?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we start off every episode the same way, and I'm going to actually hand it over to Chris while I enjoy a nice little Ricky seltzer. Chris, the honors are yours.
All right, felony misdemeanor.
Hi, Chris.
Are you a local or a transplant to Colorado?
Well, I consider myself local because I've been here for 20 years, but I am a transplant. I'm a Texas girl. Yeah.
Shit, what part of Texas?
I'm from El Paso, Texas.
Damn, El Paso, that's
Yeah.
deep.
Well, no.
Or it's hot.
Yeah, it's very fucking hot. Yeah, it's dry as hot.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much Mexico.
What was like?
Literally Mexico. Like
Yeah,
you share a
pretty
border
much,
with
yeah.
a town that's 500,000 people on the other side as well.
Yeah, it's pretty much Mexico. I can have 1 foot in Texas and 1 foot in Mexico.
Do you still have family back in El Paso?
I do. I'm going to go see my mom in July for her birthday.
Ooh, that's gonna be hot
Yeah,
as
it's-
shit.
Yeah, I don't.
It's super hot.
We're both Southerners as well. Traveling south in the summer, you're braver than us.
Yeah, well.
I mean, I guess birthday parties, but damn.
Yeah, if it wasn't for my mom, I wouldn't go. But yeah, it's hot. It's gonna be hot as hell. Dry heat is a little different. Well, here it's kind of dry. It's dry as fuck. But El Paso, it's really fucking hot.
Yeah.
It's like triple digits frequent.
Okay, so we know that you're a foodie. So when you go back home to El Paso, what is the one thing that you really seek out?
What is it bad that I seek out Whataburger? That's
The most Texas thing I've heard all day.
That's the first thing I get. The first thing I eat when I get home is everyone knows. My mom knows. She knows. Everyone, my cousins, when they come to pick me up, Whataburger is the first thing I get when I get home.
That's like Californians with In-N-Out.
Yeah.
And I feel like Shake Shack kind of has their own thing too, but Whataburger has these like loyalists where it's like, I'm craving the melt. And to be honest, once we got one in Mississippi, it was the honey butter chicken biscuit late night order that was just like, oh, I'm in heaven. But you couldn't get it between any hours except for 11 and 8 a.m. or whatever. So I get it. It's delicious. But I don't get the loving loyalty to it.
Oh,
Is
shit.
it just
No, yeah, I was raised on that shit. I've always had it. And it's always had the same thing I've never changed my order. I tried it and I didn't care. But it's always a double meat with extra jalapenos, extra onions, and extra mustard. And I get the same shit all the time and it never fails me.
That's great.
just occasionally go down to Colorado Springs, like do a show there and be like, I'm here for the Whataburger, not for y'all.
I fucking do. That's the only reason why I go to Colorado Springs. Kylie Michael, shout out. But that's the only reason why I go is because there's a fucking Whataburger on the way home.
Oh man, we're going to sit here and
Fantastic.
talk about food for hours, but let's talk a little bit about the journey from Texas to Colorado because we flew on the same exodus around 2011. When did you come to Colorado and what brought you here? And why not stick around El Paso? I think that answers itself. But
Yeah, no, I got here at the end of December 17th, 2003 is when I actually moved here, when I arrived in Denver. And what brought me here was nothing really. Two of my best buddies were moving here and they asked if I wanted to go. And I said, yeah. It was really just like that. And like 3 months later, I had moved here and yeah, that's pretty much it. It was kind of the best thing that I did for my drag career, especially, even though it was a slow start. But
So you started your drag career in Tejas?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What was that like? Like starting that scene or
Oh, it was great. It's
in El Paso?
in
or
El
were you-
Paso.
okay.
Yeah, El Paso has a huge. Well, Texas in general, it's like really is all those fucking rules. Gay Texas is gay as fuck.
Those cowboys just don't like to show it.
Oh well, there's cowboys. I'm sure they're dressing up in their little panties in the house. Trust me, I've met a few. But no, I was a pageant queen, so I started out in doing pageants, which your stereotypical pageants with the big hair and the gowns and the questions and the talent. So
what was your talent?
I danced. I had dancers. I imitated Aaliyah. I don't know if you were familiar. Yeah.
May she rest in peace.
Yeah. But
We can go down that rabbit hole of conspiracy theories later because that plane was never meant to take off.
Yeah,
but
I
we'll talk
agree.
about that later.
We can. She's one of my favorites. But yeah, I imitated Aaliyah. Of course, I didn't win because it was my first time. Well, for competing for Miss Gay Texas, I won a few in El Paso. I was Miss Gay, actually former Miss Gay El Paso, 2003.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. And Miss Gay Odessa and Miss Gay Midland and Miss Gay Sweetheart and Miss Newcomer and there's all sorts of I have a lot of titles.
Hell yeah. So, I mean, you mentioned that it was kind of already established there in Texas as it's obviously El Paso is much bigger than Denver in 2003 especially. moving here, was it a little bit like, oh shit, because we were still kind of meat and potatoes at that point. You know, we didn't have as much of that artistic touch that from the outside world as much as it was like a homegrown community here in Colorado. How was it? Like, okay, I'm going to, you know, it's a new scene, it's a new vibe. Like, was it easy kind of getting up and getting going? Or was it like, shit, how do we start this from scratch? Or was there a community foundation?
It was hard. Well, first of all, I'm coming from El Paso, which is predominantly Hispanic, you know, like 86% Latino, coming to Denver, which was, to me, was all white. So
Pretty much, I mean, it's still 60-70%. Yeah.
it's all white. So it was a huge cultural difference for me. And, but yeah, so it was hard to adjust to that, you know, feeling comfortable to being a little uncomfortable was the hardest adjustment. And even just for the drag scene, that was an adjustment as well. No one wanted to have me in their shows, even though I knew I was a shit, you know. But
does it get like a little contentious? Like, when you like come into like a new drag community, if you're trying to get into that scene here, like you were in Colorado, I mean, did you just try to talk to people and be like, hey, this is who I am? And
yeah, I definitely did. I went to all the places where I knew they had drag queens, and I had cards back then. Who had cards? But I had drag cards, and I would pass them out, and it's like high school. If you didn't know anybody, you know, then like it was very cliquey. It still kind of is, but not as much. But it was very cliquey, and just being the new girl, no one was like wanting to talk to me or be my friend or anything like that.
So how'd you get in?
Oh, well, how I got in, funny you mentioned that. The person I moved here with, Matt Ruff, who is co-owner of Dazzle, where we're going to go eventually. Yeah, co-owner of Dazzle. One of my friends now wanted to do a fundraiser there for HIV at his restaurant, Dazzle. And he said, you can have it at my venue only if you put my friend in the show. And so I got put in the show, and then that's when people were like, okay, who's this bitch? And then, yeah, who's this bitch? She's different, because I was totally different from the scene here. And that's when all the offers started coming in and started performing all around the city and having a good time. And yeah.
23 years later, here you are. 20 years later, you're slaying it.
Yeah.
One thing you and I were just chatting about over supper last week was something you mentioned about mentoring folks that were trying to find their way into the scene. This kind of piggybacks off of what Chris said. Was it like, oh, I want to make it easier to introduce more folks? Was it more of a blazing a trail so that others can follow behind you? How was it now that you've kind of have this predominance here, but have been mentoring others that are entering the scene and the community? How is that different from maybe when you got here and then after figuring out kind of your place? Like, was that when you decided you wanted to like make it smoother or easier for folks to like open the door instead of close it behind you?
Well, to be honest, I never really thought of myself as a trailblazer back then. What are we talking about? No, really, I didn't set out to do any of this, you know. As far as mentorship, it started out really slow. I just had one drag child at the time, but you know, I did mentor, I guess, in contests that we had around town. But did I did make it easier for me, because it was hard for me, and I just kind of made myself be like, hey, if you ain't got a friend, I'll be your friend. If you can't be my drag child, but I could show you the right ways or where to go and shit like that. But I just try to make it for someone, because I had it difficult, like I said, just trying to make it easier for the next girl. Yeah.
So this may be kind of a dumb question, but are all drag queens gay, or I mean, is there a mix of like gay and straight people who do the drag shows?
Well, I've never met a quote unquote a straight male drag queen.
Okay.
There has been one on TV, but myself, I had never met one. I would like to meet one.
Yeah, I mean, I was just curious, you know, because there's certain people who may like to like express themselves in different ways, but may not be gay.
Yeah,
So
no,
I was-
well, you straight guys do drag on Halloween.
To be fair, I did it once for a basketball game too. We did a theme night where the boys dressed up as girls and the girls dressed up as boys. But at the same time, yes, you're exactly right.
Yeah,
It's like- but it's the same thing as the meme. It's like, hey, what the fuck? You're just doing this for a costume? Like,
Yeah,
get the hell
yeah,
out of here.
uh-huh.
I can understand. You'd be like, well, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and they always get hit up. Hey, can you paint my face? I'm like, yeah, no,
no, bitch.
yeah, no, yeah, exactly, no, bitch. Yeah.
So okay, so now coming fast forwarding to like today, how does the drag queen community work together? Do you all like come up with events, or how does all that work? And what are some of the most fun events that you like to do throughout the city?
Well, we're not a community like that where we all get together and come up with events. No, it's very sad. We should be, because we could get so much more pay. Drag queens were paid shit. Yeah, well, that's a whole other story. But yeah, we're not a community like that as far as where we unionize to get together and make events. There are people in the city who produce shows. Myself, one of them, Jessica Lahore, and some other people that produce shows that allow girls to come and do shows. Even some bars will produce their own shows. But as far as all of us coming together and do a show, yeah, that's not going to happen.
No.
Well, I mean, we obviously know you have a loaded docket, not just this month, but 12 months a year. You travel around the country. You do them in cities and states, not only surrounding here, but I mean, I think you're jet setting like every other week when I talk to you.
I wish it was like that.
It feels like it, and you have your schedule looks like a gauntlet for the Pride Month. So let's talk a little bit about it, because there's events going on all over the place.
Yeah.
Cities are hosting parades and things
Yeah.
of that nature. Let's talk about Pride Month. I know that we're a little bit into it by this point. This episode is airing on the 11th of June. So we still have 3 weeks left to party. Let's talk a little bit about the exciting things you want to let everyone know about. Like, what shows are you fired up about that we all need to grab tickets? Because as we're recording this, we're going to join you Monday for a little pop-up party.
Yes.
But as they're listening to this, that will have passed.
Let's see. June 15th is my show called Black Diamonds. That will be held at Trax in cooperation with Black Pride Colorado, which I'm one of the founding members. Black Pride Colorado. I showcase local Black queens and kings, and we just show our Black excellence on stage. Some newer beginners, some old professionals, trans and cisgender, and all of the sorts. And I just showcase the Black Diamonds throughout the city. So that's June 15th at Trax. You can find that on my Instagram page.
Give your plug real quick so folks can find your calendar and things like that as we talk about it throughout.
Sure. My Instagram page is felony_misdemeanor.
And you'll see on the food account as well, Felony's Cafeteria.
Felony's Cafeteria.
We have you saw our post. You posted this morning for us, so you can find it on our page as well, but it'll redirect you and you can find all the details about the show.
Yes.
You're very well known and you sell out brunch fests all over fucking town, Saturdays and Sundays throughout the summer and the fall and spring and everything. Do we have a bunch of foodie events too? And did you choose to start doing those because of your love? You're a glutton. You'll fucking eat everything. You're a Billy Goat.
Will. Oh man, yeah. Luckily the food events are a newer thing for drag. It started out with brunch, and then it gradually progressed to a fancier brunch and sometimes dinners. But yeah, I'm glad those came my way, and I do that with Champagne Tiger a lot.
Okay.
Those are my buddies. Hi, Chris. Yeah, Champagne Tiger. They call themselves the bougiest drag show. Drag brunch that you ever go to, and it's true because sometimes they have caviar and
Talk dirty to me. That's it for me. That'll do
caviar, girl. Sorry.
Also, the names are great. Champagne Tiger.
Oh,
fucking
God, they're
Felony
awesome.
Misdemeanor. Love it.
But yeah, the food shows started coming my way, and again, they're brand new, and they're ramping up speed. I just did a show with Major Toms not long ago for Mother's Day. Love those guys. But Stella's Cucina down in Boulder, we've done brunches with them, but yeah, so it's not your stereotypical eggs and bacon though, even though that's a good
Tell me
time.
you're not doing these at like Waffle House because, to be fair, oh my God,
That would be
I
dope.
Drag queens walked into Waffle House, I would lose my shit.
would be
Yeah,
like,
oh God.
fuck yes, let's go. That would be like, it's hibachi for breakfast. I
I
love
would
it.
fucking love that.
Okay, so what's your favorite town to travel for work, but also so you can like double dip? Like I know you go down to Vegas fairly often, and that may be a mix of work and pleasure.
Yeah.
I mean, the food scene is just so much fun. What towns are you excited about hitting up this summer for work and also dining on?
Well, this summer I'm just going. I only have El Paso planned for I'm
really?
performing back in El Paso
Okay.
in July. That's the only big city that I can think of. Well, besides there's Casper. I don't know. I guess that is traveling, huh? Yeah, Casper, Fort Collins, Greeley. That's the farthest I'm going as far as a show soon. But Minneapolis is my favorite place to perform and eat in. Minneapolis was great.
Was it the Juicy Lucy Burger or was there a restaurant? Because I have to fly up there in August, so I need the deets from you. But I need to know all the bells and whistles from Minneapolis.
Sure. But yeah, I didn't have a Juicy Lucy burger, sadly. It wasn't in the area where they had me set up. Everything was just within walking area for me. But yeah, it was good shit. It was really good shit. It was. I have pictures, so I'll have to pull up the pictures and show you.
Please flex on us all you want. So obviously for those that are listening, y'all missed last night at Pony Up talking about dank eats and a good time. We have the 15th locked in, but you have a full gamut throughout the Pride Month and beyond. Let's dive into a little bit more of that. Which ones are you most excited about?
Shit. June 22nd, Saturday night, Pride weekend, there's a huge party at the Ogden. So yeah, get your tickets for that. Again, follow me, Felony_Misdemeanor. It's with Playhouse. It's a big, giant gayest party that you can find. It's going to be me and my drag children. And Evie Oddly, the winner of season 10 RuPaul's Drag Race, will be there hosting. So
season 10?
Yeah. We're in season 16 now. It's nuts.
Damn.
Getting up there next to Survivor and
Yeah,
double-digit
nuts.
numbers.
But that one and drag brunch at Hamburger Mary's the following morning, Pride Sunday, is gonna be off. If it's not sold out already, I highly suggest getting your reservations there. Hamburger Mary's brunch has the best drag brunch in town.
They used to have a top 5
Okay,
burger,
where-
but the last time I went was before they moved further uptown, like from their original location, which
Yeah.
I think is now a dispensary.
Yeah.
But that's the last time I'd eaten there. But their burger was fucking exceptional. I don't know if they have a breakfast burger, but I would slap
That old location was so great with
That
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 patio.
patio was
Yeah.
great.
I bet
Yeah.
a lot of shit went down back
It is.
there.
Well, the new one has a cute patio. It's not as huge, but it's a cute patio.
I haven't been to the new one, and that's
It's
on
like
me.
right there next to like, I guess it's like Water Court, or it's on that strip of like bars and restaurants.
Humboldt.
I got you.
Humboldt,
Yeah.
that's the one I was thinking of, not
Okay.
Watercrest. Okay, hell yeah. So Pride weekend's the weekend of the 21st through the 23rd, culminating in the big parade on the 23rd, that Sunday.
Yeah.
Give me the lay of the land. Where are we partying? Where can I come find you? Because I have to work Saturday, so I'm going to try to come goof off Saturday night, but Sunday I'm there with bells on.
Please come see me, of course, Saturday night at the Ogden. I really suggest you going. The theme is, what is the fucking theme? There's a theme. I don't know. Check me out. There's a theme, so everyone loves a theme party. So come and dress in theme. Yeah. So I suggest find me there at Saturday night at X Bar, and then at Ogden, and then following morning at Hamburger Mary's, and then we could just party right after, because Sunday afternoon is my last show for the Pride season. No, it's not. Just kidding.
Hey,
I got more.
it's all right. Well, we'll be here to help promote them throughout the whole concept and the whole month and all year long. We're always here to support you.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Okay, so we've done our work stuff. You ready to talk food?
Yes.
Okay, fuck yeah. I was excited about this too. Favorite restaurant in town?
Shit. Just one?
Favorite like casual spot
There
where
we go.
you could
Start
go
cash,
like
and then we'll
multiple
do date
times
night.
a month.
Favorite cash? I Hop Alley.
Damn, that's my fine dining one. But that counts. It's fucking awesome. It's easily my favorite restaurant.
I go there just, yeah.
Sit at the bar, have a glass, and then have a couple different accoutrements. little
Okay,
snacks.
if you're celebrating, which you may do at Hop Alley as well, but if you're celebrating, what restaurant are you going to?
I go to Beckon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a
yeah.
big
I
celebration.
go there Definitely at least twice a year for my birthday, and then just because of something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same crew as Major Tom. They're just slaying it. And obviously, it's the Michelin gang over here.
Yeah.
It's all stars and bibs. Happy hour.
Ooh, depends on what, if I'm trying to get fucked up or if I'm trying to eat.
It's summertime. You're trying to get
Yeah, it's patio vibes right now.
Okay. Oh, man. I don't have an answer for that.
Okay.
All right, if you're trying to eat, where are you
If
going?
I'm trying to eat,
Shells and
I like,
sauce?
I was going to say Belgian sauce or uchi.
Okay,
The
yeah,
Uchi
Uchi
happy
does.
hour
You just have to
is-
get there
Yeah.
and wait in that line.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's worth it though. I mean, obviously, if you can get a reservation, happy hour, do it. But sitting at that bar at the walk-in table, and the deals, I don't think there's a larger differential in town of like the money you save at happy hour to right when that time ticks over to when they just like bleed you dry.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's wonderful if you can get there before 5:30 or 6. Best frozen cocktail in town. We're doing a little poll right now.
Shit, I haven't had a frozen cocktail in ages.
Okay, perfect. Chris,
Edgewater Beer Garden. Go there and have yourself a frosé. Not only is it boozy as fuck, but it is delicious.
Okay.
It's over there in Edgewater. It's an
25th
outdoor, it's a nice, I think it's like 25th and Fenton.
yeah.
Okay. I have
Yeah.
nothing to do tonight. Might as well. It's hot.
If you're over here, what's 2 extra miles?
Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful. And the patio's a vibe. The food's all right, but the drinks are delightful.
Okay. Is it dog friendly, the patio?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have the dogs? Did you leave them in the car?
Yes, I did leave him in the car with
Are you
the
fucking
windows
serious?
rolled. No.
Oh. I
Thank God. Thank God.
was like, go get those sweet precious.
Oh, no, they're at home. They're at
Okay.
home in their room. They're they're good.
All right. So, well, that was well played because I was like, God damn it. You know how hot it is out there right now? Almost became a Karen right there. Like, break the window.
You did. I seen your face.
I mean, I care about dogs more than I care about people. I can say that confidently. Okay, so we've gotten a little of the nitty gritty of best places to eat. These questions that we're going to ask now are more personal, so I hope you're ready.
I'm ready. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
So the first one will be, if you had to have sex with a cartoon character, who would it be? And you can't say Jessica Rabbit.
I wasn't. No, her tits are too big. Let's see. There's a couple that are really hot. Do video game adaptations count?
Go for it.
Then Chris,
Someone say hentai porn one time, so you're
then
good.
Chris Redfield from Resident Evil.
There we go. Are you a gamer?
I am a huge gamer.
Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go.
Idiot. What a dumb question.
Are you going to get the new NCAA football?
No.
No way!
No, but I'm playing Stellar Blade. That's great.
Okay, wait. So what's the person's name? I got to Google it. See what kind of taste you have.
What person?
The cartoon character that you would have sex
Chris
with.
Redfield.
Okay.
Yeah, he's hot.
So we've seen a couple different shows have been shows have been created from video games. Oftentimes it's the Fallouts that have been successful. Last of Us have been very successful. Rumors have been said that Red Dead Redemption would be a quality one. Do you have a game that you think would be a great television adaptation? I felt like Sean Evans right there with that pivot. Shout out to me.
Well, can I go movie route maybe?
Yeah.
I would
pretty handsome.
I would say God of War.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Kratos has an amazing story, and he's brutal, and just to see it live action would be. I don't know if you don't know anything about Kratos, but he's savage. But yeah, God of War, I would watch it.
Fucking dig it.
hardcore.
That's a great answer right there. And a perfect tangent because it came right back in. I know Eve loves it like that. Chris, next personal question.
Ooh, this one's gonna cut deep. What's one of your most embarrassing moments during a drag show? Obviously, you had to have something when you first started out.
You know, I haven't. Thank goodness.
You've never tripped, never had a heel break.
Well, you know, I don't think that's quite embarrassing. Yeah, because shit happens. I have fallen before. I've had my wig fallen off before too. I've had ball slippage. Yeah,
Like
so-
you do like something and it drops out of like the stocking.
I've performed and had balls slip out. So yeah, thank goodness, you know, there's a lot covering it up, but I don't know if you've ever seen a bunch of pantyhose and then just like a ball sticking out. It's very visible, and
It's not a good look.
It's not a good look, and once you see it, you can't take your eyes off it, and you just kind of it's like a car wreck. You're just staring at it the whole time, like they don't even know if she's performing. She could be doing the most, be having the best fucking show, but all you see is just a fucking ball. And so yeah, I would say ball slippage.
So you mentioned, under pantyhose and all that aspect. How long does it take you to get ready for a show? Like, let's say you just came from a podcast straight to changing and makeup. How long is it going to take you to go on stage from there?
Minimum 3 hours, because I gotta go home, do the 3 S's: shit, shower, and shave, and then gotta prime the face and let that sit for a minute. And the makeup process is anywhere from depends on how much time I actually have, an hour to 2 hours, and then you got to get dressed, you got to put your balls away. And that takes a good, 10 minutes. It's
good talk. It
yeah,
takes a little longer than that.
You got to put the girls away. But yeah, a good 3 hours before I actually even get to leave the house to get to the venue. Yeah, and then you get to the venue and you still got to get dressed.
How many outfits do you use in a usual show?
A typical show, just a regular show, 4 outfits.
Whew.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like the Oscars when you're like running behind stage, like doing the quick change and getting back out.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that like drag queens get kind of shit on in terms of pay.
Yeah.
And so just a quick disclaimer, like knowing that it takes multiple hours to get even ready to perform. People, if you're out at drag shows and drag events, tip your drag queens.
Yeah, and
It's just a PSA.
no, yeah, tip is more than $1.
Yeah, they aren't serving you a beer.
Yeah, people would, but see, even when people get a beer, I see people tip their bartender, which you should, like $3-4 for a beer or a gin and tonic. Okay, but I'm out there with my dick in my ass, and I'm dancing around, sweating like a pig, and all they give me is $1.
Yeah, that is fucked.
That's not fair.
But yeah, and there's also shit that you got to prepare before the show. You got to figure out what songs you're doing, what looks you're coming up with. So there's a whole lot of shit that goes into it. Yeah.
I think you're exactly right. Like, it's more than just like a wait staff or something of that. Like, it's a performance. It's like the same thing as going to Jazz in the Park. Like, it's 3 hours of fun, laughs, tunes in some occasions, and I mean,
comedy,
sometimes you get
action.
a show with a little bit of a testicle. Tip 20 extra on
There
that
you go.
one.
Yeah,
That's something you don't see every day.
Yeah.
Favorite
every morning.
artist to dance to?
Well, Janet will always be my favorite. Janet Jackson is the queen, followed by Beyonce on my shirt. But Janet Jackson is the queen. She's the...
Sing All For You right now?
Yes, please. I'll do it with you.
All for you. Oh, yeah.
I was going to do the dances with you, but you got to keep going.
I mean, I was already self-conscious. I was like, I'm not going to be able to sing this. But no, that's Janet Jackson, an ode to the 90s. And then obviously Beyonce's on your shirt right now. So that's a great ode as well. And it sets a proper vibe for the evening. It's like, we're here for a good time. Don't be scared to shake your tail feather as well. Because it's all music you want to dance to.
Yeah, you're going to die.
You're going to die.
Yeah, have fun.
This sets it up perfect. Let's say you just banged out a huge drag show. You get home, it's late, you've got all your makeup off and you're exhausted. What's your go-to guilty pleasure snack that you're whipping up really quick or grabbing out of the freezer or pantry, whatever?
Is it? Well, it's not weird. I just grab my kimchi jar and I eat straight out the jar.
Kimchi.
Just
late at
fucking
night.
just kimchi.
To be fair, it's meant to be
satisfying.
eaten cold, so
Yeah.
and you can get it from like a farmer's market too, so you get like these big hunks. Like, I don't hate it. What's your go-to? Cream? Shout out to Virgil.
No. I go to H Mart.
Oh, that.
Yeah, I go to H Mart.
They sell that stuff
Yeah,
so
I
damn
buy-
quick. You have to
And
get
the
the
jars are bigger and a little less expensive than those small ones.
Oh no,
that you
yeah,
can get
I
at the superstore.
you can. There have been times I've got like the 3-gallon jars of fucking. I eat kimchi, but my insides are clean.
Before we get out of here, let's give a quick reminder. If folks want to catch you Your schedule's on your social media.
Yes.
How can they get tickets? All that. Give them the quick rundown.
Yeah, follow me again, Felony_Misdemeanor. I will have all posts. Each post that I have will have a link because there's so many links to follow. But yeah, most important link is to follow me at Felony Misdemeanor, Felony_Misdemeanor, and just scroll through my page, like, follow, comment, and show me your dogs.
The last question of the night is from our friends at Pine Melon. How did you come up with the name Felony Misdemeanor?
All right. A huge fan of Missy Misdemeanor Elliott, so that's where the misdemeanor comes from. I'm going to go see you in concert, by the way. How I came to the name Felony, I was hanging out with my cousins. We were at 7-Eleven. This is back in El Paso. 7-Eleven while they were getting some beer. And there was a sign that says it is a felony/misdemeanor if you shoplift from the store. And I was looking at it, and that was immediately, it's a boring story, but that was immediately like, that's going to be my name, was Felony Misdemeanor.
I mean, I love it because, as Chris said it earlier, great name, Champagne Tiger, creative as well. And it's in that same camp of like, oh, that would be a great band name. And then you see some names and you're like, Sparkle Dragon, you're like, that'd be a great dragon. You know, something, and that's a little bit of a pirate off of stealing from the champagne. But it's like, fuck yeah, you see it in the wild, you're like, that's it. That's the one. I love it. That's great. And sometimes it's the subtle things. It's like, oh, 7-Eleven doesn't want you to steal this Twinkie, but I just came up with a whole
The best drag name ever.
I love it. And I love you. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you. Thank you. I love y'all. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah.
Group sesh at Dazzle.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
Whatever.
We have a litany of different restaurants, and I have a sneaking suspicion, just because it's fun to goof off with you, that we'll continue highlighting the restaurants beyond just Pride Month in June and things of that nature.
Yeah, let's do black ones next.
Yeah, I mean, well, the one we posted this morning was, in fact, both, but at the same time, happily. We grew up in the South. I mean, let's talk about soul food.
Yeah, my family's from Louisiana. We talked.
I know, right? Like, let's talk soul food. Chris will eat as many oysters as the day is young.
I will too. High five on that. Yeah.
We're going to have a great time. Y'all stay tuned for more content coming throughout this month and beyond. But if you want to come see Felony in person, showcase that personality, and goof off and catch a good time, food, beverage, dancing, what's not to love?
Invite me to your house.
Oh, and private parties. Look at that. We forgot to plug it. But until next week, until Thursday, y'all stay high, stay hungry.
Champagne and drag queens.
Kimchi.
Cheers!
Cheers!